Do you like music? Well, I do. So I decided to turn some of my favorite album covers into fashion designs. I wanted to have a variety of designs, so I picked 4 different album covers from 4 different kind of genres of music I like. I picked Deftones' Koi no Yokan, which is an alt rock and alt metal album, Nujabe's and Shing O2's Lovesick Hexology for jazz hip hop, Radiohead's OK Computer for alt indie rock, and Lamp's Her Watch for J-pop. The genres of these albums and bands would influence the style of fashion that I kind of designed and incorporated. For Koi no Yokan, I wanted to give a punk rock grunge style of fashion to design, so I went straight to Pinterest to compile a reference board, as I'm not that great at drawing fashion off the top of my head. I gave the design this kind of spiky hair that's similar to some punk hairstyles, I guess, but it's kind of just my own interpretation of a hairstyle that this kind of design would have. For the shirt, I wanted to go with a compression shirt, as I don't want to go for the stereotypical baggy shirt or like punk tank top you kind of see, and I thought the compression would still fit the style I was kind of going for. I gave the design a few piercings to add some flair around the ears and nose, as I thought those were kind of style fitting in a sense. For the pants, I wanted to use these pants that I saw on Pinterest, as I thought they would fit the style and color theme that I was going for. I went for the short version, as I wanted to give the design big boots that you can see in the reference board. With the boots, I wanted to make them pretty big, like in those exaggerated grunge fits that you see online. And for the accessories, I went with 2 simple neck pieces with the guitar pick and the chain, and the satchel bag you see across his torso. I also drew gloves and goggles that I thought worked really well with the design. I then drew a close-up of the face with the goggles on and off, and for some reason drew the boot massively to get a cool close-up, I guess, if you think the boot looks cool. For the colors, I went with a red and black as primary colors within the design, and had some orange and grays as secondary colors to complement them in a sense. I added some dark shadows and flare on the goggles to make the overall design look a little more flashier in a sense, and then I was done. I then did the design for OK Computer, and this design, my mind instantly went to a business blokecore mashup with like British fashion, so I got to designing. The reference board kind of looks all over the place, but in my head it works, so I got to it. I gave the design a vintage looking cap that looks pretty British to me. I gave the character long choppy hair that looks kind of like a mode, whatever the hairstyle's called, put on screen. Whatever you call it, looks pretty similar to the hairstyles that were popular in the 80s and 90s among like British bands. I then gave the design a white button up and a pullover, as it kind of fit the style I was going for. And for the pants, I went for these formal looking pants I don't know the name of and like what cut they are, but they're like a 3/4 cut that's right above the ankle. For the shoes, I went with a pair of Asics trainers, as I thought they worked well with the look, as I wasn't really going for a too formal looking. I then drew the close-ups of the face with the hat on and off, and kinda made him look like a stoner in a sense, as the 90s were kind of a prominent time for substances, and I thought that fit the character. I then did some finishing touches of color and background, and had the final product. Yeah, I know I forgot to add shading and cool effects, but the drawing still looks pretty alright as it is. The design came out looking as I wanted, a fashionable British stoner. I'm joking, but the design came out as I wanted, as I think it incorporates the style of fashion I was kind of going for with the bloke and business core. For Lovesick Hexology, I thought of a traditional Japanese design, as in the album cover there's already a traditional looking Japanese figure or woman that I kinda based the design off of. I then took to Pinterest to get my reference, as this one had a pretty complicated kind of concept, and I also forgot to record 70% of the sketch, so I'll just talk about what ideas I had while sketching. I want to get this traditional yet kinda casual look, if you get what I'm saying, to the design, so I layered clothes like in this reference. This reference was kind of my main idea. I then gave the design some cool looking pants with the wooden sandals that you usually see traditional Japanese women wearing sometimes, I don't know. I added the long hair pin thingies that you see, and put some little, like, designs on the clothing, like this funny looking dragon. I then drew up the close-up of the face. I didn't draw multiple ones because I got lazy this time. And then moved on to color. The color on this design was kind of fun, and there was a lot of different colors, if that's the right English, that the album cover uses, with the blue, red, yellow, green. I then added the background in inverted commas, color things, and I was finished. I think out of all the designs, this one was my favorite to design, as it feels traditional yet kinda casual in a sense. For the final album cover, Her Watch, I wanted to give a really casual summer outfit to this design, and went to Pinteresting up my references, which were just kind of a few general ideas, not really anything pinpoint accurate in a sense. I used this image as my main reference for the girl. I used this image as my main reference for the girl I was drawing. I wanted to give the character a tank top with a design on it, as I thought it felt almost like a summer breeze, if that makes any sense. For the pants, I went with these pants that I liked, as they fit the casual I'm going out to the store aesthetic. I wanted to contrast the casual look with these semi-formal tabby loafers that I liked, and I really worked. Yeah. I really like how the shoes work with the outfit as a whole, as they are kind of formal but look more casual. I then added a little keychain thing to her belt and added some earrings to bring the whole design kind of together. I then drew a little facial expression, and then I was done with the design. I added really cool and kind of saturated colors to make this design pop like a can of soda in a vending machine, if that makes any sense. I think this design had my favorite sort of fashion style, as the overall feel was like a cool summer's day, if that makes any sense. In the end, I was really happy with the outcome of all of these designs, and I hope you like these designs too. Let me know your favorite design in the comments, and go listen to those albums because they all smack. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. See ya. I added some flair and shading on the overall drawing. What am I saying, bro? I added... What did I add, huh? I don't know. What did I add? I added some dark shadows and some flair on the goggles to make an overall... Bro, I thought worked really well with the design. And then I did little dudes. I did a bunch of dudes, that's what I did. I did it fast.